Yeah, we're looking here at the Crow. This is our lower weight, a little more pared down mountaineering boot we have in our line. Some people prefer a synthetic outer as opposed to a leather outer. Gives you a little bit more breathability, a little more lightweight construction when you compare it to, like a Rapace or the Vulture Vertical and Evo. Still has a really robust TPU midsole, so you're going to get a stiffer flex on this boot, a little more support when you're scrambling around in really rocky terrain, or if you just prefer a boot that has a stiffer outer, stiffer midsole, as opposed to our lighter weight boots. Really nice Vibram outsole here, with an edging area here for scrambling around in steeper, rockier terrain. And then full Gore-Tex liner. And then just like any Salewa boot, we have our 3F system. In our higher end boots, we offer the cable system. And what that allows you to feel is a nice secure heel pocket. And then above that, we're looking at our flex zone. And so you're getting a nice comfortable flex for your Achilles, easier flex moving around in tricky terrain. And then a little darker colorway than we have in some of our other boots that some of you guys may be familiar with.
Yeah.
This boot's going to be a little more burly than, say, a Mountain Trainer Mid. And so if you're looking for something for getting out, going cross country, maybe scrambling into some steeper terrain, but keeping it lighter weight, this is a great option for you.
Yeah.
Still a full TPU wrap. Basically everything that these boots and anywhere in the Salewa line is going to offer is first and foremost protection, your 3F system, and then in our higher end boots we're going to offer the multi-fit footbed.
Yeah.
So what that allows you to do is if the volume of the boot doesn't feel quite right, you can adjust the volume by putting in a different footbed. And so this one, you'd pull out the inner footbed. So give me a little time here to get this open.
Yeah, so I actually wore the last year's model, the red model, just in December, New Mexico, over-the-counter, Barbary sheep hunt. So cold weather, it was pretty cold. It snowed on us, but it was steep, nasty, like sheep country, and it was a perfect boot for that.
Yep. And so you can pull this guy out, and then this one, you'd be able to take up more volume in the boot. So if you're feeling like you're swimming a little bit in this guy, then you can slip that right in on this, and then you'd slide it into the boot, take up more volume around the front and the toe box, and around the heel. So it gives you essentially like two different fitting boots, or if you're wearing a thicker sock or a thinner sock, depending on the temperatures you're in outside.
Yeah.
Really nice, robust boot still, and a little nicer price point than your Rapace. So a great option for those kind of later season hunts or more technical terrain. And just like any Salewa footwear, we offer that 2-year warranty on it, which most other brands out there aren't going to be offering. And that 2-week, and we won't be really tough on that blister-free break-in period, where we want to make sure that if the boot's not fitting right, maybe it's a different model you got to try. Maybe it's a different size, and if you really aren't working in our footwear, we'll get you a credit. We'll make sure to GoHUNT gets you in the right size boot and the right brand boot.
Yeah, man, Salewa's been awesome. Like, I haven't had a whole lot of guys, come in and want that blister-free guarantee, but there's been a handful. But any issue warranty-wise, Salewa's been one of the best companies out there to work with. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really want to make sure that the customer is going to have the best experience out in the woods. So if that means it's a different model, if it's a different size, or like I said, even a different brand, we want to make sure that the customer is going to have the best experience out there.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that they're going to try Salewa first.
Yeah.
And if they just aren't fitting right, then, that's just kind of the story. Not everybody fits in the exact model boot, and maybe even I won't work great in one of our models and I'll step into a different one and it works better for me.
Gotcha. So, for me, Salewa's a European brand, right? So, but they don't fit like a European boot fits, I don't think. Is that, you get a lot of that feedback?
I think that's, depending on the customer, some people just haven't tried them yet. and so they haven't slipped their foot in there. We do, because we are a climbing brand, and we do prefer a little more of a precise fit than maybe some of the other brands would. It might feel a little different the first time you put it on. You can kind of feel more of the boot, but that should also give you more feel when you're out there. Another feature that we offer on all of our footwear is the climbing lacing, so you can really customize the fit of the boot as well. Maybe you need to have it a little looser in the toe box, and then you can come up higher and you can tighten it up here and you get a little tighter over your instep. And with that customizable fit, over time, I think people will begin to really appreciate that style of fit. And we do offer different sizing per models, or across the models. Some of them are a little tighter, some of them are a little looser. Our bigger mountaineering boots like the Rapace or the Vulture or the Raven are going to offer a little wider fit than our Trainer 2 or our Wildfire, where those are a little more of a precise fit, but a little more of a flexible boot as well. So some of that goes into what the boot's designed around. And it also depends on what you're using in there, whether it's a thicker sock for colder temperatures, thinner sock, sometimes those can make all the difference as well.
Yeah, it was kind of funny that I was talking about the show earlier when we were there. Like, most people are like, Salewa, like, what's this brand? So they didn't know what it was, but then they put their foot in it, and they were instantly sold. So
yeah, it's a really high quality product. And there's a lot of thought that goes into these boots. The whole 3F system, you'll see something similar in some other brands, but this really brings the fit together, and it really gives you a nice secure fit in the heel pocket. And then having that really nice flexible zone up above gives you a good feel out there in the woods. And depending on the model, it'll be a wire in some, where we have a little stiffer boot. In others, it'll just be like a Kevlar band, lightening the boot up, or kind of different application. But we really want to just make sure that our top end mountaineering kind of mindset, getting out there into the gnarliest terrain, trickles down through the whole line, even into our speed hikers, like the drop line that you guys carry as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I know that was like one of the concerns initially, was that that cable, if it was going to break or anything like that. And literally that never happened.
Well, and if the cable breaks, which we do see from time to time, or maybe a boot shows up with a broken cable, we're going to get that taken care of as quickly as we possibly can.
Absolutely.
See if we can get this thing back in there.
Yeah, and actually that's one thing I really like about most of Salewa's boots, is that I have a lot of boots hit my Achilles in the wrong spot. So that soft cuff back there on most of Salewa models is perfect for me.
Yeah, and that's the specific design with that flex zone. You don't want to get pinched on your Achilles when you're moving around in steep terrain. Maybe you got a really heavy load on your back. And the last thing you want to be thinking about is how your footwear is affecting your day.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.